Hello.
I'm Fireside One, and I've come from Wolverhampton.
Oh, nice. Wow.
You're probably wondering why I've come all the way from Wolverhampton. I'm actually really passionate about us as society, us as people, addressing this issue of gender-based violence, addressing this issue of abuse in general. When I came in, you were talking about the government, political side of things and stuff like that. Yes, they should be doing a lot more than they're doing, but it's also important that we do our part. We could say, oh, we will wait until we are fought for a position. We'll wait until somebody is voted in position to be able to convince leadership to do certain things. But that way could be generations. I mean, take it from me. I'm 51 years old.
No, you're not.
And this fight has been going on from a personal perspective since I was 16. And so you can understand why I'm saying it will be generations if we wait for political leadership to do something. So I'm very passionate about putting it across to people that the responsibility of getting rid of abuse, violence, gender-based or otherwise, into our own hands, and doing it in a constructive, productive, and non-counterproductive ways. I'm glad to see youngsters here taking part, because I actually am now of the opinion that we need to start from
when they're young.
Down there. We need to start from that one with whistle in the back. And when I say that, I mean kids catch on to everything. And a lot of it is what they see, not what we tell them. So you can tell your child, it's not nice to call somebody names. It's not nice to hit somebody. It's not nice to do this. But then if you are doing it, either you're going to confuse them, or they're going to then conclude that mom just does lip service, or daddy just does lip service. But what they are actually doing is not normal. I think storytelling is one way of us becoming aware of how bad domestic violence is. And I'm here to share my story. Domestic violence does not start randomly. By the time somebody actually physically abuses you, or verbally abuses you, or psychologically, financially, all the abuses that a person can do, by the time it happens, there's been background planning and plotting. My story was, I was groomed from the age of 12 years. I did not know I was being groomed. I literally thought this man was somebody who really cared for me. Because I used to get treats. I used to get special treatment. I had all these pet names that made me feel special. That made me feel like I was better than everyone else in the family. But this is a family member who is literally planning and plotting. And this was a family member who is intelligent enough and educated enough to know that if he did what he wanted to do at that age, he would be called a pedophile. So he was laying his ground, he was laying the foundations, making me comfortable around him, making me believe that I could trust him with everything, more than anyone else in the family. And abusive people are very patient. Very patient. You can imagine from the age of 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 4 years of planning and plotting. And that length of time, you literally grilled into a certain position that it becomes a part of you. I mean, he used to visit me at school, break time, buy ice cream for me and my friends, visit when we finish school and we're going to sports, bring us treats from these special restaurants in town, and everybody thought, wow, you are special. And they all wanted to be around you. And then, come 16, I'm now an adult. And for him, that it's time now to act on what I was planning. And his strategy was making me feel that I owed him. He literally said, well, all this time, I've been giving you these things, I've been buying you things, I've been treating your friends, I've been treating you, and I've been spending time, I've been coming from work, missing hours at work, just to did you really think that was for nothing?
Wow.
In any case, I'm not asking for a lot. But I was innocent, I didn't even know what he was talking about.
Exactly.
Or it's time
You
to
didn't
pay
ask for
back.
it.
I'm like, I don't get any money. And he was like, yeah, no, you don't get any money. You don't always pay with money. You can pay in kind. But I'm always kind. I've never been nasty to anyone. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to show you. And then I was sexually abused. I felt powerless to fight because he literally made me calculate in my head how much money, material things, time, effort he had put for me. And he also went as far as providing extra stuff for the family. I was raised by a single mom. So you can imagine life was hard. There was 4 of us children. So life was not easy, and he contributed a lot to the family. So now he's telling me, oh, your sister, the one that comes after you, I'm the one that's been paying school fees. And then I'm thinking, if I don't let him have his way, my sister's not going to finish school and I'm going to be responsible. Do I really want to be responsible for that? So they plan. And I really want young children to know these things so that you can pick if you're being rude. Excessive attention. They call it love bombing. Excessive attention, excessive gifts, excessive, separating you from everybody, making you feel like you're more special than anybody. There's no such thing as you're more special than everybody. We are all special in the eyes of mothers and fathers, in the eyes of God, our Creator, and in the eyes of society. We are all valuable, special people. So if someone is continuously, persistently trying to convince you that you are more special than that one, that is a red flag. You need to question it. And if someone is taking you aside in order to say these little pet names, these little crazies, aside from everyone else, that is a red flag. You should question that. And what else? The other thing that he did was, in Zimbabwe we have a culture, what we call chiramu. And this is like, if your sister is married, he can play around with his wife's sisters and say, we're just playing, you're my little wife, my mini wife. And you'll say things like, if your sister was to die, you would look after me. And looking after me, my name is not cooking for you, washing his clothes and ironing his clothes. You're literally going to step into your sister's position. And in an informal way. And people think it's okay. I'll tell you today, it's not okay. as much as culture and everybody says it's okay, it is not okay. It is not okay. And this is why I go around the country telling my story, because people need to understand it's not okay. People say numbers make things right. I would like you to rethink that. Numbers do not make things right. If something is wrong, even if 1 billion people say it's right, it is wrong. You just need to understand the difference between right and wrong. And this is what we need to be teaching our youngsters. This is what we need to be teaching our children. So that when you are making that choice, I'm going to groom someone, you know what you're doing is wrong. And you need to be paying attention to your conscience. Because I believe whenever you do something wrong, your conscience speaks to you. A lot of times we ignore it because we want to fit in. Culture says it's okay. So even though my conscience are saying to me, no, she doesn't like what you're doing, I'm going to do it anyway. Because everyone is saying it's okay. And this is what was happening. He would come, give me a kiss. I'm like, I don't like it. And then everyone is like, oh, you're so stiff. They're like, what's the word? He's just playing with you. And I'm thinking, no, if he's placed a kiss on my lips, he did not play, it's a kiss. He's kissing me. And if I don't like it, I don't like it. I have a right to say, I don't like it. It's making me uncomfortable. And that age that he was fooling around like that, it's a very crucial stage in a child's timeline. Your hormones are starting to play up. You are switching from child to adult. And you're starting to have these feelings that you don't know what they are, that you don't know how to deal with, that you can 1 minute feel excited by these feelings, and the next minute you feel confused because they feel abnormal, and then at some point you can even feel scared. But if your family are normalizing these things, you feel, maybe it's just me, maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I don't like things that I should actually like. So you're like a yo-yo. And this grown-up man is taking advantage of that. His approach is going to follow your yo-yo kind of mode. When it's upsetting you, he acts like he's the comforter. When it's kind of exciting you, he goes a step further. And each time he's going a step further, until you're at a point where you actually don't know when the line is being crossed. So what happened, I turned 16, a cousin was wedding, and I had school, I had an after school activity. So the bus that was supposed to take everyone to the venue was going to leave while I was still doing an activity. And this wise, intelligent, cunning and plotting man offers, I'll stay behind. When we finish, I'll take you in my car, and I'll take you where everybody is. You won't have missed a lot. In Africa, we never on time anyway, so you won't have missed a lot. And I'm like, oh my God, he's God sent. And imagine, he's choosing to miss the first important bit of the wedding just for me. So he waits, and it's just the two of us. We are now halfway between home and the venue. It's in the middle of nowhere. I was literally at his exposure. I couldn't do anything. Even if I screamed, no one would have heard me. Anyway, this happened. For some reason, I managed to come out of the car, and I ran. I must have run for over half an hour.
Wow.
Like just running random. And somebody found me and was like, what's going on? Where are you running from? Nothing. There's nothing behind you. And I'm trying to explain, and they think, this is very strange. We don't see anybody. Because with him, once he saw me running, he knew people were going to see. He drove off.
Oh, wow.
So it was as if I'm running from nothing.
Nothing.
It was as if I was possessed.
Mm.
And you know, in Africa, people are very quick to start thinking, oh, there's witchcraft going on, and you know.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Anyway, I was helped by these people. Got home, the first adult I trusted to tell what has happened to me told me,
Oh.
what? Who do you think is going to believe you over that? Do you know what he does for a living? Do you know who he is? As if I didn't know. I'm like, yeah, but he's done this to me. Oh my gosh, no one is going to believe you. You better just, yeah, it has happened. I'm not saying you're lying, but I'm just telling you, saying anything about this is going to take you nowhere. All it's going to do is cause your mother problems. Imagine you're being raised by a single mother. She already has labels on her. Where I come from, if you're a single mom to girl children, some of the labels are you're raising prostitutes. And it's even worse if you don't get to finish school. What do you expect from a child that's being raised by a prostitute? If you're a single mother, you are a prostitute to a lot of people. You are loose. So, and then, you have to remember, he contributes a lot to this family. Maybe some of the clothes you're wearing, he bought them. The food that you're eating, is contributing to it. Your two sisters, the younger ones after you, who do you think is paying school fees? And again, I'm feeling guilty. Do I want the responsibility of a family not having food? Do I want the responsibility of my siblings not finishing school? Do I want the responsibility of my mom being called a prostitute? So I was like, okay, I hear you, Auntie. Well, at least I've told somebody. And she was like, yeah, at least you've told me. I'm a wise woman. I will not be telling anyone about this. No one will ever know this happened. And I was like, but I know. And right now it hurts. I know what has happened to me. And she said, yeah, just go wash yourself, make yourself look pretty, and no one will know.
Wow.
And you must remember, in our culture, once you've been sexually violated,
No one will know you. Yeah.
no one wants you. No one will want anything to do with you. If you start talking about this, you are literally signing your life to isolation, to ridicule, to labels, alienation, on top of all the other problems that I've already highlighted that you're going to cause the extended family. You're going to be responsible for all that. And I saw my innocence go away in a matter of minutes. Everything was just wiped off me. And I stood there feeling like a shell. She taught me how to put makeup on myself, lipstick on, pretty dress on. And she's like, look at you. You're so beautiful, you're so pretty. None of what you're talking about, can you see it?
No one can see it, yeah.
I'm like, I can't see it, but I know. No buts. You can't see it, I can't see it. That means nobody else
No one
can see it. So just carry on with life. You're very intelligent, you're doing so well in school. Finish your school with flying colors and show him what you're made of. Now she's grooming me as well into believing this alternative way of dealing with domestic violence,
Yes.
sexual abuse, gender-based violence. And she says, in any case, all these men that you see, they all do it. Why do you think you have to be the one raising the flag to talk about it? How far do you think you will go? Who leads anyway? It's the men. They'll just squash you. So just, take it from me, I'm your auntie. Just don't do it. So I didn't do it. I started acting. Trust me, if I were an actor as a professional actor, I'd probably win awards. I kept myself pretty prim and proper, did everything right, said everything right, kept myself to myself, focused on my education as advised, was always coming out with flying colors, and I was the model child to everyone. But then come time I want to have relationships. I can't deal with it. I don't know what to deal with it. Every time, even like the boyfriend tries to hold my hand, I'm like, he tries to hug me, I'm like, because to me, it starts with a touch, it starts with a hug, it starts with a peck on the cheek, goes to the lips, and then everything else happens. It gets sexual. And sexual is not nice. As far as I was concerned, it's not nice. It's not something that you do. It's something that is pushed on you because you have to do it, because you are a woman.
You're owing.
Because you owe the male generation something. So I could not hold down relationships. I had a relationship that actually was like more than 6 years long, and that was a toxic relationship. So I don't know, some people probably call it a situationship. It lasted very long because it was not real. This person never asked any questions, never demanded anything of me, went with whatever I was comfortable going with at whatever point or whatever time. And it's actually ironic that I only learned the reason why just a couple of years ago. He also was abused. So we talk about gender-based violence and we focus on it being done against women, but it's also done against men. This dude was violated by another man, and mother kept it a secret. So we were just two people who could not deal with real relationships. Just plodding along, we're ticking the box. Everybody thinks we're the perfect couple. But we literally like brother and sister for 6 years. And then people start talking. Are you going to date this guy the rest of your life? Because they don't know. They don't know what's going on in my head. They don't know the basis of this relationship. Are you going to date this person forever? When are you going to get married? I want a grandchild. I want a niece, a nephew, a cousin. You know, the whole society is deciding what your life should be. And nobody knows what you're going through. And this auntie that actually knows is mute, pretending like she's not even there, like she doesn't know, like she doesn't understand, but she does. She's seeing the damage that she's done, but she can't take it back now.
It's done.
As far as she was concerned, she said she felt like she didn't take it back. I'm talking in reflection sometimes because I wrote a book. This one, Healed Road to Recovery. This is like my life from that time that I was, well, from the time I was ruined really. When you think about it, it's my whole life. When it talks about all the areas of my life that were affected by that one act, all the effects it had on the rest of the family, without them actually knowing where it's coming from. I have a very toxic relationship with my family because of it, because they don't understand. And then I wrote the book, and guess what? Instead of saying, oh my God, I can't believe my sister, you went through this. Oh my God, I can't believe my daughter, you went through this. It was like, seriously, Farisai, this happened, what, how many, 31 years ago? Let it go already.
Get over it.
Meanwhile, my own child is affected by it.
Of course.
I didn't know how to love my own child. I gave birth to a male child. And my first thought was, oh Jesus, what have I done? I've brought into this world somebody who is
Who's
going
going to do? Oh, jeez.
So for a long time I couldn't love my son. I kept seeing all these girls that he's going to abuse. Because that's all I knew. And I kept thinking, and then the mother will normalize it, the auntie will normalize it. Vicious cycle. I don't tell this story because it's a nice story to tell. I don't tell it because I want people to feel sorry for me. I have had to go for therapy to be able to actually let it out. The first time I talked about it was actually a dangerous move I had. I had been feeling like I can't keep this to myself anymore. I'll go on a gathering, people are with their husbands and their boyfriends, and I'll just be thinking, oh my God, I can't watch this, I can't do this, why can't I do this? Or somebody will say, oh, here comes this single woman, watch your husbands. You know, I can't even handle relationships. So from every angle, I was just being struck. And one day I went to an event and people were dancing with their partners and I'm sitting there, people coming with their phones. Can you take pictures? Can you take pictures? Can you take pictures? And I was like, what? So this is what I'm amounting.
Photographer.
A photographer for happy people. It just got to me and I was like, no, I just took my bag and I left. And I was driving home and I was shaking and I was like, I need to let this out. And there's a woman on Facebook who talks about domestic violence in America. I sent her a message and I said, I need to tell you my story. And I need to tell it to you now because I don't think I can get home. And she said to me, are you sure? And I said, yes, I'm sure. And then she tried to explain to me, you know, the ripple effects. She says, you know what I do? People are watching all over the world. And I was like, yeah, I want the whole world to know. And she's like, and then sometimes your abuser might see this. And I said, yes.
Let him.
I just want it out. I didn't think of it clearly. And she was going to explain to me the risks involved as well. But I was that beyond it. I said, I'll face whatever I need to face when it happens. I don't think anything can be worse than
what I'm feeling.
What I'm going through right now. So I ended up doing a live video, telling my story to the whole world.
Wow.
And you know what? As big as this world is, and as old as this guy is, he actually watched it.
Oh.
Did he?
Huh?
Shocking, yeah.
Wow.
When she told me, oh, your abuser might, I was like, oh my God, what are the odds? This person is in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
What are the odds? They don't even have Wi-Fi. Why would he be on Facebook? And he's a grown old man. I mean, at my age now, I think he's in his 60s now. For some reason, I don't know if somebody knew me and told family, I don't know. He watched it. Anyway, I poured my heart out. And I cried. That live was like 2 hours.
Wow.
And some were telling me off, some were comforting me and whatever. And at the end of it, I felt lightheaded. I felt like I had taken this big load off my shoulders and put it down. I felt good. But then the abuser started messaging me.
What?
Oh, you need to stop and this, like I was. But then by then I said to him, do you even know where I am? I'm in a country where I will be protected. And I'm so far away from you anyway, what the hell are you going to do? And he says, what did I tell you about your mother? Because he said, if you talk, I'll kill your mother. And every time you talk, I'll pick someone in the family and kill them. And at that point, I was terrified. But this time I said to him, go ahead. You know where my mother is. Go and kill her. Go and kill her. Kill the whole family. And when you're done, get on the plane, come to England and kill me too. I'm not afraid of you anymore. And so, anyway, he could see this was not going anywhere. we stopped. But this book, I have not really promoted it enough because family are like, oh, you shouldn't tell this story. You should just, let it go.
Get over it. Get over yourself.
It happened a long time ago.
But I've got these pledges. You can pass them around. In Wolverhampton, I'm affiliated to a charity called Women of Wolverhampton, and we have been doing all we can, doing awareness about domestic violence, abuse, how we can help. We have like a database of the organizations locally in Wolverhampton of people who can help you deal with domestic violence. So this year we decided if you get a piece of, if you get that, make a pledge to yourself, think about it, think about domestic violence. What part can you play to change the narrative? What can you do as an individual to change the narrative? And if you feel you can't do anything on your own, maybe as a family, you can start talking about it as a family, maybe as a group of friends, maybe as a class, if it's in school, maybe as a community group like here, like you're doing right now. Talk about it. The one thing that I know that gives abusers confidence, especially in our culture, is the fact that we don't talk.
Silence.
We don't repeat reports. And 99% of the people around you will go into so much effort to stop you talking that they actually then overlook this abuse that's going on. They are so focused on shutting you up. The abuser is actually going to next victim, and he'll confidently do it because he knows he can get away with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So that is really what I would like to challenge each and every one of you. You don't actually have to give it to anybody. It's a pledge that you make for yourself. From today onwards, what am I going to do to contribute to change? And if you want to share it, you can share it.
That's it. Thank you.